Welcome everyone. Today I want to show you how to insert references using Microsoft Word. For that we have to go to the References tab of Microsoft Word, and then we concentrate on this pane called Citations and Bibliography. There are three things to do. First of all, we have to manage our sources. That means insert details about the papers that we have read, the books that we have read, and perhaps websites and so on into this database. And then we actually start writing the text and insert these citations. So once you have inserted some of these citations, you can add a bibliography or a list of all the sources that have been cited in the document. So let's get about doing that. First of all, let's manage sources by clicking Manage Sources. Now here you have to enter the details about books, journal papers, conference papers, and perhaps websites into this database. I think on your computer this database continues if you even start a new document. First of all, let's add a book to this. So therefore, I want to say new here, and then I have to select book as the type of resource, and then I have to type the name of the author. So this book has just one author, then that's easy. And then I will add the title of the book. So in this management of sources, there are mandatory entries. So you have to know what those mandatory entries are. For a book you need the publisher. I usually you must usually put the year of publication and the edition also. So this is the second edition of the book that I am referring to. So I will write second here. Okay. Now that is okay now. So now you can see that book has been added. Now it is in the current document also. Okay, now let's add a paper. So you say new once again and pick a journal article since we are adding a paper. So now unfortunately we'll have to add authors one by one. So we will add those authors. This has several authors. The last name first, and then the first name, and you say add, and then another author is there, the last name. Actually this author has an accent in his name. I know how to do that in LaTeX, for example, but here I do not know, so maybe there's something that we have to worry about later. Add, and then the other authors, last name, and the first name, and then another author is there, last name, first name, and add, and then finally the last author of this paper. Add. So addition of authors is done. So you click OK, and then you have to put the title of the paper. So this is a famous paper in my area, and that's the name of the paper, and then this is the journal. So you see the title of the paper is called the source name, and journal name is usually called the collection name sometimes. So year is 2006, and now the pagination is very important, 141 to 158 for this particular paper, and the volume, it's very important for a journal, 6, and issue, actually sometimes it is the month. That's also very important for a paper. So these are the important entries for a journal paper, and I say OK for that. Then let's add the conference paper. So say new, and for the conference paper you must say conference proceedings. So then let's add this famous Viola Jones paper, that is this face recognition paper became very famous. Actually, they did not get the best paper award for this paper, but after people realized that it's an excellent paper, they got the best paper award for their 2002 paper. This is the 2001 paper. Okay, so this is the title of the paper, and the year is 2001. Conference publication name, so this is the conference. This is IEEE conference on computer vision and pattern recognition, the well-known CPR conference. And then I usually put the address. Some people do not do that, but I think it is a requirement. So for the city, for US and Canadian cities, you usually write the name of the city and the state in abbreviated form. For any other city, you write the name of the country instead of the state. So I put the month also. Let's see if the month is available to be put. Yeah, accessed comments, medium, URI. You can put the digital object identifier also if you wish. Seems cannot find the month. Of course, the pagination is very important. Okay, so that's done. So now we added a conference paper. Okay, so let's add a book once again, another book. I just want to show you something. There, the book, and then here. In this case, this author has a suffix in his name, so we have to put that. And then one more author. This is the book that I mentioned in the lectures for as a style guide. It's an excellent book. I've used it many times, and the library has several copies. 1999, and the publisher is Longman, and now the edition is required. Edition, 4th edition. Okay, that's done, and I want to put an online one also. So let's see whether we can do that. Electronic source. The author, this is Professor Koopman's article, How to Write Abstracts, and then the title of that, How to Write an Abstract, and then the year 1997, and I want to show other entries. Yeah, I can insert the URL. Let me see whether I can do that. URL de-accessed. I think it is important. We'll write that. Let's say I access that on 28th September. De-accessed. Okay, yeah. So I guess I need to put 9 here, 2020, and 28 like that. The article itself has the date 1997, and that has a month also. I guess I have added all the important entries. Yes, let's say okay. Alright, so I say that I am done with adding sources, then I say close. Now management of sources is done for the time being. then I need to write the document while inserting citations. So let's say I want to say now, shall we do it in APA style first? APA style. When I say insert citation, and books. Okay. Now, when you are writing the literature search, of course, you have to write meaningful sentences. So I will write not so meaningful sentences. Now, so one quotation from this Strunk and White book is this. So I will write that as a quotation, and then you have to cite that. Then after that, here this okay, oh my goodness, I had to write the page number, so that I made a mistake there. 1999. Okay, so here I think you have to write the page also. So I do not know how to do that in the APS style, but in LaTeX I can do that. So this placing of the ampersand character is also specific here. So now let's add the conference. Use a conference online tools are useful. So let's add an online source. So the online source is this Professor Koopman's article. Okay, let's say I'm done with this. Now I have added the citations. Now in APS style, I now add the bibliography. So usually it's written as references. So now I'm done. So if I click here, I think it should go there. So now this is in the APA style. So you can say it's not the exact way of doing that, but I will show you the right way when you do it in LaTeX. Now if you want to change it to IEEE style, you can change it to the IEEE style, and then the nice IEEE style comes. But in IEEE style, you can use this paper, these brackets as nouns, but it sounds odd. One and two are books, sometimes it is odd. So you can change the citation style like this from here to MLA also, so which I do not know too much about. Okay, so that ends this presentation. So what we discussed was how to manage your sources using Microsoft Word, where you enter the papers, books, online resources and so on, the details of those into the database, and then you start writing your text while inserting citations, and then finally you enter the bibliography, this as a list. Okay, thank you.